What's up, everybody? This your boy Al.
And I'm Erica.
And today, we're going to be talking about synergy.
That's right. We're going to talk about the importance of synergy in partnerships and relationships, and especially in marriages. I think he's ready. I'm going to talk about it. You guys join me. Okay. Hey.
It's time to settle down. Everybody gather round.
It's the Alan and Erica show.
We gon' talk about it, so let's talk about it.
Alan and Erica show.
Conversations now, mixed with love and laughter.
Alan and Erica show.
We gon' talk about it, so let's talk about it. Alan and Erica, Alan and Erica, Alan and Erica, the show.
Babe.
Yeah.
It's an open, not a song.
What? That's what I do.
What's up, everybody? We are back, season 3.
That's right. Did you miss us?
Yeah, they missed us. You know, the people that subscribed, y'all was waiting, and I'm going to give some shout outs. What up, my man Troy? What's up, Michelle?
Nice.
Obama.
Michelle Haywood.
Yeah, she subscribed.
That's
and
right.
watched
We
us.
appreciate you, Malika. Got to shout
Malika,
Malika
oh, yeah,
out.
Malika
Yep,
too,
she got
yeah.
alerts on, so we appreciate you, Malika.
Yeah, and everybody that we might have left out, we just
Yes.
got to get right into the show. But we appreciate y'all for subscribing and tuning into the show, and we thank y'all and love you for it.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about today is synergy, baby, synergy.
Synergy.
Yeah, synergy. Now, the funny thing is, I think I confused symmetry with synergy.
So funny you should say that. I wanted to do a show about synergy, and it did not mean what I thought it meant.
What did it mean?
So I walk around and I'm like, you guys got to make sure your synergy is right, know? And what I thought it meant was like a shared energy that you had with your partner.
Right.
Make sure that you guys are on the same accord, right? But much to my surprise, that is not the definition of synergy.
What's the definition, baby?
Synergy speaks more to the commitment of two individuals, really organizations, but hey, I'm a movement all by myself, so there's that, right?
But I'm a force when we're together.
And that's what synergy is, because synergy actually is the dedication to two people coming together and creating, now this is what got me, the greater sum of the individual. So in other words, what you are able to produce all by yourself, right? And what I am able to produce all by myself, if we have synergy, we're able to produce something that is greater than the sum that you can create by yourself.
Wow.
So that's synergy.
Wow.
So why would synergy be important in a marriage, right? Yeah. Why would it be important in a relationship? Why would it be important for us to have synergy so that we could create together a greater sum than what we could create by ourselves? Why do you think, babe?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to, I thought synergy was like the sinning energy, like we sin together in energy. Because it was synergy together. But then when you started describing the definition, then I started saying, you was like, yeah, and then we come together. And my mind just went total sexual.
Okay.
So I just kind of missed
this is episode
everything that you talked about.
We're just going to go right into it.
So sinning energy, let's sin together.
That's what you thought.
The sum.
Yep.
The sum and coming together.
So thank you, ladies, for not praying for me. This is evident. Episode 1, season 3, same shenanigans. Okay. And now that we know the definition, sweetheart,
Exactly.
Where are we at?
All right, so now that you told me the definition, it makes sense now because the two people have to come together on one accord.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't be thinking outside the box and she's thinking inside the box because you're never going to be able to close the box because it's still a box, if that makes sense. But you definitely have to, come together and be on one accord and just be,
Yes.
And I always say it's like, when you get married, well, you invest into a business, and a marriage is somewhat of a business because you have a partner now that you have to check in with and have things to do, even if you're with the person just as a fiance or a boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all bonding and making that connection, that synergy, and that's where the trust and everything comes in at. So, with the synergy, you have to talk to the other person to make sure that you're there and she's there, you know, or he's there or he's there or she's there or she's there, whatever floats y'all boat, whatever route y'all go. Just make sure that the synergy is tied together, so that way, you know, y'all can evolve and make money together, make life together, make a legacy together, make moves together, you know, because you know you can't be walking forward and the other one walking backwards. It just ain't gonna go.
Yeah, I agree.
I just blacked out.
That's okay. You back?
Yeah, I'm back. Baby.
Okay, we thank you.
Sending energy.
What? No. Remember, that's not it. Okay. Well, anyway, I think one of the basic definitions of synergy when we think of family is a husband and a wife or two partners, right? Well, in this example, I got to use a husband and wife. Stay with me.
Go.
A husband can be a husband, right? He could be a man all by himself. A wife could be a woman all by himself, right? All by herself, excuse me. But when the two of them get together, that's the only way that can create a family.
Yeah.
So that sum is greater than the total sum that they can create by themselves. I think that's the basic example for a relationship or a family or a marriage. But Alan and I always like challenges, don't we, babe?
We love
So
challenges.
not only are
Alan
we...
is in challenge. If you look at the word challenge,
Why didn't
my
I
name's
put
in there.
that
Alan.
together?
Go.
I should have put that together a long time ago. That would explain so much.
Challenge. Go.
So, with that being said, it's not just our marriage that we have a synergy and we have to work to make sure the synergy is there. We have two businesses together.
Right.
Right? We had the hair business, which we talk about that a lot. It was quite the evolution for both of us because Alan was used to having his own business far before he met me, and he had different partners. So the idea of giving up that partner and then making us partners was a challenge, and we had to overcome those things. And then now we have an entertainment company together. Again, now this is where it gets funny. I had a corporate background in entertainment, was in television for 7 years, and Alan was in the music industry for, 20 years?
Yeah. 20
Right.
years.
So he had other partners with his ventures. I had a corporation with mine. Getting out of my corporate mindset was a task and a half, right? And so I'm grappling with that. And then my husband seeing me as a partner versus his other partners was a challenge. And so, babe, what did we do to get over or overcome those challenges? One, to become business partners with the hair industry, and then now with the entertainment industry. Do you remember what those challenges look like and how we overcame them?
No.
You black? Okay, yep. You just kept the past in the past.
Somewhat.
Okay.
But one thing I can say is this: is that it was a challenge because I wasn't used to having a female partner.
Oh, I didn't think about the sex part.
Yeah,
okay.
I wasn't used to having a female partner because females and males supposedly think differently, but when you're on the same synergy, you think alike. You know, and I think that me and Erica, we think alike, but we just bump heads. In the beginning, we bumped heads and just trying to figure us out and where we fit into the synergy pot. And yeah, but like I said, it was just I never had a female partner, so I didn't know how to adapt to that. But over the years, you know, being with this beautiful young woman right here, who is very young and beautiful, as I might say, she definitely showed me the corporate side of a lot of things where I said, oh, that makes sense. So I have to get on her page. And I showed her the street and the hustle side.
The
of Philly,
entrepreneurial side. Yes.
Where she had said, I don't care. She
That's
said,
because Philadelphians love
That's
using
right.
more than one verb at a time. We'll
right.
cover that later. Go ahead.
she had said, she said, you know what? I do need to learn some things about the hustle game and the street side of it, you know, and that's where we blended. I always say that we are Martin and Gina, you know, she's corporate and I'm just so corporate and a thug, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't a thug, but I'm just, you know, I'm just not as, you know, I'm not corporate as she is. So I think that's where we started to put all of that into a pot and blended it up and it came out. What you see now, this is the Alan and Erica show, and it's working because we have a lot of subscribers and a lot of people watching and a lot of people learning to be synergized with their partner.
That's so true.
Blackout, another one. Whew.
But that was a perfect example or a perfect summary of all the things that we've gone through. you know, you're right when you say that it took us a minute to realize that it was okay that we were partners.
Right.
Now, I never knew that some of your challenge was attributed to the fact that I was a woman. Now I know. But to his point, you know, Alan always says that I'm more corporate. But the funny thing is, if he really thinks about it, in all his other partnerships, that was the issue, that he was the corporate one. Like, he moves like a corporation. So for me, he has changed my way of thinking so badly now that it is a challenge for me to keep my job, because the way this man thinks is, why would you put that much energy and talent to someone else? And for me, I work with a company that is 4th generation owned. And so it just really like grinds his gears that I am attributing to someone else's legacy that they're leaving for their children.
Right.
And that's a blessing. That doesn't have anything to do with street hustle or thug. To me, that's corporation thinking. That is corporation thinking. Like, you can't build a corporation if you don't have that mindset.
Right.
So that's a blessing and a gift that you gave to me. One thing that I would say about Philly is Philly blessed me in that way. Like, people would look at me and say, there is no way I would be working for anyone if I were you. If I had a quarter of your gifts and talents, I would have been built me something. And that's what they said, had been built.
Had been built.
3.
That's Philly. That's right.
3 verbs. But anyway, so I'm grateful for that. It did change me because, you know, I had the mindset that you get all these degrees. I got 3 of them. We'll talk about that later. You get all these degrees
cold.
and then you
3 degrees. That's cool.
then you climb this corporate ladder. You know, you work hard, and I'm not knocking anybody that's your path. Go for it. I think it is still commendable. I think it is still excellent. You could raise your family on that. You could build your own legacy by leaving your own legacy in someone else's company. So I'm not knocking that at all. But that was my only way of seeing it. I will admit that when I was younger, when I saw somebody else be a business owner, there was this nervousness in me. Like, it was something that was calling me like, oh my God, I think I'm supposed to have my own business. It was so terrifying to me, though, because as a corporate person, you do get really reliable on that paycheck.
Right.
You know, like, hey, no matter what, that paycheck will be there. I have paid time off. But when I had my own salon,
Talk about it.
my God.
Jesus.
Working 3 days a week,
Alhamdulillah.
understanding like how to build a clientele, how to keep a clientele, how to budget your money. That's what you and I, oh God. The hustle in him and the corporation and me, baby, that was a match made in heaven. Okay. Me doing the numbers and him, like I enjoyed having a partner that did the heavy lifting too. Right? Like, when I say heavy lifting, I mean like making the hard decisions, creating the boundaries, saying the no's. He got a PhD in that. Like, he will know you to death. Okay. I enjoyed that. Like, I appreciated not having to be the one, like my dad says. Like, I'm good with being the 2 when it comes to you. Oh, that's a line. I'm good with being the 2 when it comes to you, boo.
Check your own videos. You'll always be number 2.
Oh.
No. See?
Okay. Well,
See?
we're back. So yeah, I think that was the first step of, you know, overcoming challenges for me. I did not want to give up the comfort of corporate. I did not. I was like, what do you mean? Like, give all that up? What do you mean? Come over here and stand on ice. That's how I saw it. But funny thing, once I made the decision to go into cosmetology, the corporate world started shifting. I started hearing terms that I never heard before, like budget cuts.
Yeah.
What you mean? I got good performance reviews. Oh, I was the last one hired, so I'm the first one let go. Budget cuts. It happened to me, 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Budget cuts. So it let me know, like, nope, my fate is in my hands.
Yeah.
If I'm going to put my fate in anybody's hands, I'd rather these be the ones that's responsible.
Holy hands.
Yeah. And when it came to entertainment, what challenges did we have to overcome with those?
Man, just trying to figure out how to fit in into the entertainment.
Yes.
And learning the like contracts and how things are operated, how you get paid. Because a lot of things went over my head that I didn't really know about. But all of those things I brought with me into this. So now when I talk to people like down here, you know, I have a lot of people that want to link up with me and do a lot of things with me, this and that. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm small time right now, but I'm starting off. But a lot of people see it, and what happens is it takes me back to the music industry, and I start to think now, hey, wait a minute, I got to start looking over contracts. I got to start setting up boundaries. I got to start setting up a lot of things that's going to protect us. You know, because we're an entity already.
See, that's my thug language. See how he was a thug over there? I'm the thug when it comes to contracts.
Yeah, see.
Try me not.
Yeah. So I just be
back.
like, I don't know.
Hand me that
Erica.
paper. Hand me that paper.
And then she looks it over.
Yeah, and answer these 5 questions.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we leave, I be like, that's right. That's right. And then she goes, you know what, you did a good job, babe. I'm like, yeah. And it was her. But that's what that's
You
where,
need both.
Yeah, that's why
need
are
both.
that's why you are one. That's why when we got married, our last name became one name.
Yes.
You know, because what Jay-Z say, when you see her, understand that's me, nigga. Understand I'm the same OG, nigga.
That's
I
a
know
re-
the difference between
that's
the
real rap.
and the B. You know?
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean? But
Come back.
you know, when you see her, understand that's me, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
You know, so the same respect that I get, you give it to her. You know,
It's happening too because he's had a few partners in the industry. They probably will be up under this video because now he does have the reputation like, yo, she gonna play about him.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah.
Like, Alan is talented. And most of us with gifts and talents, we don't realize that they're gifts and talents because it's who we are.
Yeah.
We don't try it. We don't have to exercise it. It's literally who we are. He
Right.
walks and breathes in talents. I walk and breathe in my talents. And so
Right.
for him, he can, people can take that from him because he doesn't realize he's giving it.
Right.
And so it's my job to come along and say, hey,
Yeah.
don't give that away.
Pitbull
That
in the
comes with,
skirt.
yes, every day, G. That comes with a price tag. Holla at me. Like, and now when people see you shining, now it's funny because those same people, okay, the same people that's calling him now were the same ones who had the resources back then and didn't have no time for him, didn't have no opportunities for him. But now that they see him creating his own way, oh, let me holla at you. Oh, I had an idea. Oh, I was thinking. Oh, you were? And this is what I do as a wife, because like he said, it's never my intent to get in front of my husband and become the man or become the head or become the voice. I will always be the reason. I don't have to be the voice. I just need to be the reason. So when he brings it to me, then my next question is, I just have one. Can you tell me why you need them? I understand why they need you. Just explain to me why you need them. And if you can answer that, then let's rock out. Let's get this paperwork together. Let's discuss whatever we need to discuss. But most of the time, it's shut down after that first question.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to have synergy with your partner. And it's funny because the only way you can have synergy with your partner is to move your ego to the side. If I thought I knew it all, or if he thought he knew it all, we would never reach synergy.
No.
Never. It takes humility to say, man, maybe I don't have this right. Maybe I do need to think about the way I'm thinking about corporations. Maybe I do need to rethink the way that I was thinking before I met him. And for him to humble himself and say, well, I mean, even though she is a woman, maybe I should listen to what she's saying. Maybe I should trust her feedback, and maybe I should consider it. So it's funny that synergy starts with humility.
Yeah.
It starts with saying, I don't know it all. You can't. We're not created to be by ourselves.
Yeah,
So-
it's a line we used to say back in the day. I ain't trying to steer you wrong. I'm trying to steer you strong. You know, and that's some of the things that she does. You know, just to protect me with vultures of my past. And it's funny. I remember it was I'm not gonna say any names, but it was a person was texting me because I think they saw that I was doing something with music and things started to happen for me, and they started texting me, and me and this person had a bit of a falling out, and they text me. Well, their mother texted me, and she said, yeah, such something to me, and I responded back with my new thinking. And
Come on, talk to me
then
right.
She texted back and said, "This ain't Al. This is not Ali. Ali doesn't talk
I
like that.
remember that.
Yeah, Ali doesn't talk like that." And I said, "It is me." They was like, "No, this isn't Ali." So it was like they were scared that they were talking to my wife, but like, no, they were talking to me. It's just that I've been burnt before and I didn't realize it. And then, when my wife, we connected, put our heads together, and we was like, "Yo, no, Al, this is what happens, and you got to understand, and people." And I said, "Damn, you know what, you're right," because it's a old way of thinking, and when you do it, you get accustomed to how you think, and you think that that's the norm and how things should be. But when you got somebody on your side that helps you unleash your gifts and talents and says, "Hey," like Fat Joe said, "Hey, yesterday's price ain't today's price."
Yesterday's price
Ain't
is not
today's price.
today's price.
Yeah, and they change, things change, and then and people never they never see the change. They just see you as the old you. And I just want to quote my Cancerian brother Charlemagne. Charlemagne said, "People gravitate to the old you because they can't gain access to the new you." And I've always loved that saying, Charlemagne the God.
Yeah, that's true.
Have us on the show, brother.
That's real rap though. And synergy isn't just for relationships when it comes to romantic ones. They are important in friendships too. I had a friend that said to me one day, "You a hoe with your gifts."
A hoe with
You
your
a
gifts?
hoe with your gifts. It was harsh, but she was right. Because what she was saying was, I was freely giving them away.
away.
And again, I didn't know that's what I was doing. I was just being me.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people sat at my feet and literally created businesses from the things that I gave them? Never once gave me credit. Never once. To this day, those two women still have those businesses. One sat in my chair and I asked her a series of questions that made her come to the sum of what she's doing right now. And here's the kicker. This is how you know you are a whole with your gifts.
Damn.
Because when that very business afforded her an opportunity to extend another opportunity to a young lady, she didn't choose me.
Damn.
You know who she chose? Somebody that I introduced her to.
Ooh.
Okay?
I know who you're
now
talking
here's
about.
another kicker. Here's another kicker. That young lady who she chose, I too literally gave her the name of her brand. I gave her the name of her brand. Never once credited me, right? And then when that young lady accepted the opportunity, she had the opportunity to bring a guest for free.
Who she bring?
Not me.
Not you.
Not me. So I can't blame those two women, right? Because they played the game. That's what you're supposed to do. I guess that's not how I move. But it is only my job and my job alone to protect me. So I was freely giving myself away. I've seen people create whole summits off of my conversations.
Damn.
They failed because you tried to be me. You can't take my content and make it yours. I mean, we got a couple right now that literally said to me, "I watch you and your husband. I wish I can hang with you and your husband." And now they trying to become me and my, it's not going to work. You're not us. Like, you don't know the path. You don't know the things. We didn't wake up one day and say, "Let's do a podcast." This is God's design. We have steps that started before this one. So, I'm not knocking anybody. Everybody got a hustle apparently, but we have a purpose.
Purpose.
And it's different when you have a purpose.
Yeah.
So, you got to just stay on your path. But those synergies with people who, God placed in your path, they're important. And even if it's for a season, we had a conversation just yesterday about friendships. Do you remember?
No.
You literally asked me.
No, I do. It was I just found out something that a friend of mine.
I wasn't even talking about that, but that's a good one. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go.
See,
Go.
We need to be on the damn same synergy, right?
No, this is good. Go ahead.
We out here frauding. But yeah, we were talking about friendships, and just come to find out that a so-called friend of mine said some ill stuff about me.
Yeah.
When I first moved down here, and it was raw. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't care. I just laughed at it. I was like, listen, I'm making strides. what you say is not going to define me or my future. So you know, have at it. But that was off subject. What were we talking about?
No, but
Just
that
remind
was
me.
good, and I can bring that back to synergy because that again it speaks to old relationships, and it does speak to the very thing that I was talking about. What he asked me was, did I miss any of my old friends?
Oh yeah.
And I said no.
You didn't say that. I could.
Well, because hey, what you said though is about. I'm gonna bring it full circle. Don't you
Yeah,
worry, babe.
yeah,
I got your
yeah.
back because there is synergy.
Yeah, don't make me look stupid on this one.
You won't. You won't. He asked me, did I miss any of my old friends? And I said no, because I do feel uniquely blessed. I feel like every friend that I had such an impact on my life for the season that I was in. Like they were incredible for that season. And then the season was over. So I don't miss them. My husband called me an army brat because I moved around a lot. Wasn't it? Well, I was in the army of the Lord. Okay. But I did. I've lived
hobo for the Lord.
Damn. Well, I lived
City to
well.
city.
I lived well though.
You
So
weren't a bad looking hobo.
okay. All right. Let me say. So yes, I said that to say there was a synergy. There was at that time each of those women together we created a greater sum than what I was able to create by myself. They gave me bricks, whether or not it was tools to teach me. It was tools for me to have wisdom so I won't get got the same way. And some of them were just truly supportive women that just opportunities and situations change. And so that was that. But that does bring back to your situation where the crazy thing about finding out what we found out yesterday about that statement and what the person meant by the statement is, here's the funny thing. When it was said to my husband, we were genuinely worried about the guy. Like we were, I'm talking praying for him, hoping the best for him. We really thought like, oh my God, like what is going on? Because that's the intent of our hearts. Yeah. We just found out yesterday what the statement meant. And my husband, he really did just belt out in laughter. Like, what? What? And me, I was more perplexed. I mean, it didn't do anything but confirm what we already knew, you know, based on the evidence. You think people have your back, but look at their behavior, you know. Yeah. Pay attention to people who only show up when it benefits them. And that's what started to happen. We thought that they were partners. We thought that they had a synergy, but they only showed up when it benefited them. When it was time for him to be celebrated, never.
No show.
And he was given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And each and every time, he just never showed up.
No show.
And so it made sense. Like, it's just so crazy how we don't think negative first. That when he made the comment, we genuinely were like, oh my God, I hope he's okay. Yeah. And then to find out like, no, what he was saying was was like, yeah. Why didn't we think of that? Like, I don't know why that went over our heads. Yeah, but you know what?
It was comical, though.
I was about to say, that's funnier. Yeah. When you say something to slight somebody, and we are so engulfed in what God is doing in our lives that we miss the doggone, we miss it. Yeah. We missed the slight. Like, we totally, sorry. We were like, oh my God, I hope he's okay. Yeah. And here he was criticizing us. Sorry, we missed it.
Biting my back. I got a hole in my back with teeth marks.
Yeah. So that synergy was there for a season. Yeah. You guys did have a synergy at one point. You two, yes. You know why I say that?
Did we?
Because you two together created a greater sum than what you could at the time apart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See?
At the time. At the time.
Man. See, that's some 3 degrees coming.
But
she is smart.
I mean, think about don't dwell on those old relationships, those old partnerships, those old friendships. Look back on them with joy. Even if they ended abruptly or badly, look back on them with joy because at some point you two had a synergy. Go back to the synergy, go back to it. Get the gift from the synergy and keep it moving.
And apply it to your new relationship.
Keep it moving, Joe.
Yeah, keep it moving. She said, Joe.
I know that's Chicago.
Like Keep it moving, Joe.
Keep it moving. That came from my soul.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm talking to myself. Like, I'm caught up in this wellness journey and really trying to heal myself from the inside out. And I found out that I had a lot of emotions that were suppressed, but now I keep reliving them. It's like, okay, girl, we get it. You had suppressed emotions. You dug them up, bury them things, and keep it moving. Like, not even bury. Kick them out. Kick them out. And then I just want to keep the joy. And that's what I'm determined on doing. I don't want no ill will towards nobody. I'm only picking up the joy that I had from you being in my life, and then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And it's funny because whenever I see somebody from my past, no matter if they slighted me or not, I'm always like, hey, because I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
I'm taking a joy and I'm leaving. That's it.
Yeah. Bury that John.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Joe and John.
Joe
We
and
ain't here.
John.
Joe and John.
Some dude in Chicago, like, she said my name.
No.
Like, no.
No,
just
not
have
you,
a,
Joe.
You just have a name that everybody says Joe.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
John, whoo-hoo.
Now.
Yeah. But, and with the synergy,
Mm-hmm.
you could take all of this, the energy, and apply it to your new relationship and create a synergy.
Yes.
Because that person learned from their mistakes
Mm-hmm.
and the other person learned from their mistakes. And they come together. They get that word again, come together.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do something after the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
PG. Remember, this is a family show.
I didn't say nothing wrong.
No, I didn't say wrong. I just want you to keep it on this side of PG.
Okay.
Okay.
So
We one statement away from rated R.
when we get together, let me see, come together. Oh, there it goes again.
Help me, Father.
Squirrel.
Come back. Come back.
Yeah,
Synergy.
but you apply that to your now relationship, man, and figure out you just may unlock a lot of things that you didn't know that you had. You didn't know that you was capable of doing, and you need that partner to help bring that out. Because if you keep it to yourself, and you're going to continue to have people either use you, abuse you, or even lose you.
That's right. So, guys, as
Yeah,
we
I
end
got
the
it
show,
wrong.
I know. There we go.
Yeah.
Bars. As we end the show, what I'd like for you to take from this show is if anybody is in your life, ask yourself, what is the synergy? And if you cannot find it, abort ship.
Yeah.
Okay. And don't forget, it's not about what the person has as far as valuables or money. It is about, can the two of you together, can you create a greater sum than what you could do by yourself?
Yeah, what can you bring to? I hate that statement. What can you bring to the table? Like, let's just build a table and see what kind of food we put on it. Because I
Let's
don't
do
want
it.
you. I don't want to be. I am the table. That's the stupidest thing I've ever
Yeah.
heard. And what can you bring to the table? Well, I bring this. Okay, well let's put it on the table, see if I like it.
Yeah, that's true, babe. It's the difference between the way of thinking, like what are you bringing to the table versus can I build a table with you? Can I build a table with you?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, why would I want you to bring something to my table?
Yeah.
Don't bring nothing to my table. Let's build the table together.
That way it'll equally fit.
That's right. That's
'cause-
right.
Yeah, because my table might got a lot more stuff on it than yours.
I'm sure it does.
And then you bring over this. I'm like, I don't even
It's
like
like
yams.
clean and
Yeah.
streamlined.
You got sweet potato pie over here. I don't eat sweet potato pie.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I just don't like it. It's like baby food.
Okay, we're getting off track. We're supposed to be
Synergy.
ending the show. Yep.
Ending the show with synergy, everybody.
All right, guys. Don't forget, until next time,
I'm Alan.
and I'm Erica, and this is the Alan and Erica Show.
Bye bye.